Alright guys, so welcome to part 3 of creating underwater scene with Blender 2.8. Alright, so this part we are going to continue from where we ended in part 2. Alright, so this is the scene we left off, and this is the settings I had for the environment. So this is what was working for me for the environment, and this is the strength I use for the background. So I went for 0.4, and almost everything is having materials, and the scene is getting more dark. So I'm using the roof there to control the shadows on the camera or on the ground. So I've moved it a little backwards to bring the shadows a little more backwards. So I'm now going to texture. I'm now going to add the material to these rocks and make certain changes to them. So again, the textures. So again, the links of those textures are in the description, so you can go ahead and download. And the link for the environment images in the description, so you can go ahead and download that too. Alright. So this is the results I'm getting so far, and everything is looking good. Alright, so this is what we are getting now. So you can see I've duplicated the roof. I'm calling it roof now, so I've duplicated it. So I'm going to use it as a light source to soften the shadow on the ground. Alright, so I just added animation shader, and I'm going to decrease the strength of it, and I'm going to make sure it's not visible to the camera. Alright. Alright, so I'm decreasing the value now. Because I wanted some of the whites on the ground to be seen, so that's why I've added that plane. So now you can see it's showing up a little. Alright, so we are going to add our first light, which is a spot, and these ones are going to be the ones to cast the rays. So I use two methods in lighting the scene. So this is the first one. This one is the common one most tutorials use, which is the tutorials for Blender 2.9 for creating underwater scene. This is a common trick most people use, but So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you guys two tricks. So this one is the first trick for lighting the scene using a spot lamp. So I'll be using about two or just this lamp to create the lighting. And again, this is the first method, so this is method 1. So after I'm done with this, I'll show you guys the method 2, and you can choose from whichever you like. So I just added a plane which will eventually be under the lamp to cause the rays, to create the rays. I'm going to subdivide it in number of cuts is 80, so I'm going to delete some faces. Then those ones deleted, the holes in the plane are going to cause the rays. Alright, so like I said, it's a common way of creating rays, and it's mostly used in most of underwater scenes tutorials on YouTube, and that if you have really watched a lot of tutorials on creating underwater scenes, you already know this. So like I said, this is the method 1. So I just chose select random, and I just search for it. So you can go ahead and search for it, select random, and this will come, and you can use the percentage to decrease or increase the amount of selection. So I'm going to decrease it and then delete it by face. So that's what I'm getting. Alright, so adding a little subdivision to it to make it curvy at the edges. Alright, so I'm going to move the lamp a bit up, alright, so that it passes through the plane. Alright, so these are the settings for the lamp, the size. So I'm working on the size. So you can see the shadows I'm getting on the ground, and it's really cool. You can just go ahead and add a material to the plane, because I don't want it to be visible. So maybe I'll go for a diffuse, and then you can even go for a machine shader. So I'll be choosing a black color, alright, so that it doesn't lighten the scene, and I'm going to remove its visibility from camera. Alright, alright, so I'm scaling it down to get smaller rays. So the plane is actually going to be what will give shapes to the rays. Alright, so you can see how the light is taking effect on the the logo and the text. So I'm going to increase the strength. So one key aspect of this scene is the lighting, so make sure you get the lighting right or everything is going to look wrong. So it really took a lot of time for me to get the lighting set up. So make sure you really get the values and everything right for the lighting. Alright, so I just turn refraction on because we won't be needing that. I remove that. So now you can see we have now switched to Eevee, and we have contact shadow stick. So we are going to see the results we'll be getting with Eevee. So is one thing about Eevee is Eevee does not have the same values which Cycles is having. So you will get something close to Cycles but not the exact. So I always put in mind that I'm always going to go back to the values I entered and re-enter the correct ones for Eevee. So you can save this scene for Cycles and then create a new one for Eevee so that you don't mess up the settings. So maybe you might decide to render it with Cycles or Eevee, whichever you want. So it's best to create two scenes or two blend files for Cycles and Eevee. For me, I just went straight with Eevee because I know that's what I'll be using at the end. Alright, so I'm trying to get the lighting right for Eevee too. Alright, so I'm trying to get the right light for the scene because I wasn't getting what I was getting with Cycles. So I'm trying to get the correct values. so nothing is showing, so I guess I have to increase the value. So now you can see it's showing a little. So area lamp needs higher values to see the effects. Alright, so now you can see we are getting it. We are getting the shadows and the light. So the closer the lamp, the bigger the shadows. And so you can see the results we are getting now, and now most parts of the scene is black, so we are going to work on the lighting to get it fixed. Right, so I'm going to rotate it to this angle and then move it a little back so that it faces the logo. Alright, so now you can see the logo a little bit. And now you can see the shadows on the ground is coming through. So you can see I'm really taking my time to get the lighting right. So now I'm using the background screen to lighten up the scene a little. Alright. Alright, so Blender just crashed. Alright, so we are back from where we left off. So I'm going to add the area lamp again. Cool. Alright, so I just deleted the first lamp and we are going to use this new one. I just have a feeling I have to bring a new lamp to the scene, so I added this one and deleted the old one. So it's lighting up the scene, but the strength is not high enough. So I'm still trying to get the correct values for the lighting. So I'm going to rotate it a little bit more and move it backwards. So let's preview and see what we'll be getting. Alright, so we still have our shadows on the ground and we still have the bricks from the plane, so that's good. Alright, so I'm going to pause here. We are going to end here for now, and I'll work on the light because it's getting a little bit complicated. So I'll work on the light and we will continue on the next part. So the next part I'm going to walk you through how I was able to set up the lights, the changes I made, and how the results we are getting. So this is the end of part 3. So again, the next tutorial I'll be uploading after this series is, so this is the next tutorial I'll be uploading. So go ahead and support your brother by liking, subscribing, sharing, and you can leave a comment if you want. So yeah, this is the end of this part and we are going to continue in the next part. Alright, so have a nice day.